Artificial intelligence, the enemy of current writers, authors, and what feels like to be most people, creative. We get lots of inquiries and we get involved in lots of conversations about how to take a step back from AI, how to let readers know that what has been written, created, published, printed has not been affected in any way affected in any way by AI, or that AI has been used. With quite a few writers and authors now putting caveats in their books to say that no AI was used in the production of this manuscript or in the production of this book, whatever. And that's good. That's good. We here at On Point Publishing, we feel and therefore predict that in the not too distant future, there will be a swing back to more authenticity of creativity. There will be a swing back to pure works by authors, writers, creative artists, whoever they may be, photographers, musicians, whoever. We do feel that. But one thing that we just want to mention now, just to help people start to think about it, is to just be prepared about how you come to mention what it is that you do, or at least how you list your caveats. And the reason why that is said is because it's very soon going to be very difficult to say that AI was not used in any way in the production of a book. The reason that's said is because AI is now creeping into everything that we do. It's creeping into everything that we use online. Apps that we use on a day-to-day basis, search engines, whatever it may be, are starting to implement artificial intelligence within the programming features, within their makeup, in their backends. So we'll automatically come to be using it without actually consciously going to use it. So you might need to start being careful about what you list in your book and books in terms of how AI has been used or not. And we don't know yet at this very moment what the best caveat will be. But making some emphasis to say that AI hasn't been used in the creation of the idea of the book, that AI hasn't been used in the formulation of characters or the idea or creation of characters if it's a fiction book, or that AI hasn't been used in the integration process or the techniques that you see listed within non-fiction works. Now, you might do some research for a book and here's going to be a crossover. You might find that AI is involved in researching things online. We see this now as the prompt to various search engines. You can't escape it. There might be some settings or some toggles somewhere you can try to switch it off or toggle it in some way. But in most cases it's there. It's going to be there, and that is now coming to the fore. I think that's going to be evident. But we still think it's okay to create your works, books in the first instance of what this particular episode of this podcast was about, but anything creative really, whether it's, say, artwork, photography, music, all of that is fine. So we think it's okay to say that AI hasn't been used in the creative process of those matters, as long as A, you haven't used it consciously, and B, you've taken a step back from using it when you've come to research and to put the things together. Now again, even music, I know there are music apps there. We work with DJs and musicians, and the AI is in those apps. It's in that software. They can't do anything about it. It helps to blend the music in different ways and smooth the mixes. That's going to be a feature that they will probably have to live with unless they can turn it off in some way. But again, if they haven't used AI too much in terms of the full production of the piece, and maybe they've only used it in a few various segments, then that's probably about the best that they can do, given the technology as to where it's at. And the same with authors and the same with writers. You know, we'll all jump online to maybe check the spelling of a word or the meaning of a word through an online thesaurus. And AI is going to be operating behind them, if not through the search engine that you're using, through the actual software that you're using to do the word checks. It might even help deliver better information on what it is that you're searching for. But again, if you're not using that technology to create a character, for instance, or to write a chapter of a book that, well, of where should I say, it blends into other pieces of the story or into the chapter before and the chapter after, then again, that's possibly about as good as what you can do. Because you're not going to be able to avoid using it, but you'll be using it, no doubt, not subconsciously, accidentally, if you like, or due process of what you need to do. But if you're not using it consciously to see or develop the piece of work that you're doing move on, and to then create it in that way, then current thinkings are that you will still be fine. But you'll still need to think about the caveat that you put in your books, because technically speaking, AI will have possibly used or integrated in some way with your works, just without you knowing it. And in fact, the only way to typically avoid that is to move back or even move forward. This could be the way that we're heading to a complete dystopian future whereby you don't switch on technology at all. You go to the library to research your characters, you go back to your writing desk and you write what needs to be written, or you type it into a machine, and you limit any integrations with outside technology to the best of your abilities. But in reality, that's possibly going to be difficult to do, especially as we're so connected and we're so reliant on modern day IT and softwares to do what we do. So it's almost best, we think, to accept it's going to be there, but just double think how it's going to interface with what you do as a given author, writer, or artist. And then just triple think what the specific caveat will be to what you claim to how AI has been used. Because you don't want to say it hasn't been used when someone somewhere will think, well, that's a physical impossibility because it's got to be used because it's now everywhere with everything that we do.